wind calls out to me. I open up my eyes and face the task at hand, for tomorrow has arrived. The stars have written notes upon the paper skies. There's not much time left now, for tomorrow has arrived. 'Cause this is one world we live in, one ground we stand on, one sun to guide us, one name we're taking, one world we're sharing, one love contains us, one trip that takes us to one world of peace. We are the guardians of life's eternal stream. Our very own children are building on our dreams. What if tomorrow was a barren, wasted land? Where would our dreams be? What hope could we see? The trees are rustling leaves and whispering to my ears, it's time for us to be together on our way. Birds glide out to sea, they're crying out to me. Tomorrow has arrived, that tomorrow is today. 'Cause this is one world we live in, one ground we stand on, one sun to guide us, one name we're taking, one world we're sharing, one love contains us, one trip that takes us to one world of peace. We are the fathers of the next dawning age. Our very young children are setting up the stage. What if tomorrow was a barren, wasted land? Where would our dreams go? What news is tomorrow? The wind calls out to me. I open up my eyes and face the task at hand, for tomorrow has arrived. Stars have written notes upon the paper sky. There's not much time left now, but tomorrow has arrived. 'Cause this is one world we live in, one ground we stand on, one sun to guide us, one name we're taking, one world we're sharing, one love contains us, one trip that takes us to one world we live in, one ground we stand on, one sun to guide us, one name we're taking, one world we're sharing, one love contains us, one trip that takes us to one world of peace. One world.
JMM Radio. This is your stop for all things pop. Catch our all-around pop culture geek, Chola Sediaren, as he throws in some dose of what's poppin' and what's hot in the pop culture scene here on Popcorn. Munch in with us every Thursdays from 4 to 6, only here on radyo-katipunan 87.9 FM.
Jescom Music Ministry, music that uplifts the soul. Follow jescom.ph on Spotify and Jescom Music on YouTube. We are also on iTunes and Deezer.
Radyo-katipunan, news, insights, inspiration. Radyo-katipunan, down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo-katipunan, the voice of the Blue Eagle.
Voice Voice of the Blue Eagle kami, di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpa at tama. Buhay atin mista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng eskwela. Tulong at tulong, lipad na Blue Eagle, galing giting at tigil, blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, radyo, katipunan. Radyo, radyo, katipunan.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
If it's entertainment you crave,
Catch us on
New Wave, surfing through the latest on our shores.
every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m.
See you there! Hello everyone and good afternoon. Coming to you live on Radio-Katipunan 87.9 FM via Zoom, I'm Max, and when it comes to what's happening, I'll serve you the facts. So please take this hour to sit back and relax because this is New Wave. We are actually not live. Today is the day that our attention was divided by Taylor Swift, Jungkook, and Charlie Puth because they released stuff at the exact same minute. And we're actually going to talk about that and many more because today joining me are the interns and we will be discussing music that's been released the past few months, the whole year, and the things that we're looking forward to. So please welcome our interns, Cheska Salamanca, Ralphie Montano, and Rafael Bianza. So hello everyone, please unmute.
Hi.
Hi. How's your internship been so far? We'll start with Cheska.
Oh no. Ako pa talaga. So far okay naman. I'm enjoying like the stuff that we're tasked to do. Like genuinely. 'Cause it's within my line of work. And I also enjoy doing it with Ralphie. So yeah, so far okay naman.
Cute. Ralphie?
Yeah, we mostly have the same project, so it's great. Although we are juggling 2 internships, but
Wow.
we're managing.
You just exposed us.
Yeah, but wow, both of you are so busy. So next, Rafael, the newbie.
Yes. So, binigay sa akin different project. Kaya at first, medyo nagulat na ako kasi parang I thought it's like a big project. But overall, I can somewhat like manage it naman. Kaya.
All right. Okay. Well, good luck to all of you for the rest of it. But today is about unwinding and talking about something we all love, music. Now, I remember Cheska and we were discussing One Direction last week when we both had to go to the station. So that was like a prelude to today. But we'll start with favorite releases from the year so far. And I think Ralphie would want to start this.
Oh gosh, okay. Well, the first thing that came to mind is a song by Nicki from 88 Rising. Before,
Oh.
so I actually listened to Nicki a lot since like 2019, and I really liked Before because it gives a lot of Taylor Swift vibes, and well, I'm a Swiftie, so
Of course.
I dig that. And yeah, I talked about this with Cheska and how Before is so nostalgic. It's giving me like all too well vibes.
Oh. Okay, well, I should listen to it right after this. What I liked from Nicki, since you brought up Nicki in 2019, though I think this was, I don't remember, Time Isn't Real anymore, but I liked her song for Shang-Chi, Every Summertime.
Every summertime,
Yeah.
yeah.
That song is good, and like the vibe is so relaxing. Like it's something the world needs right now. So, Cheska, what about you? Since the Nicki song, I think, is also something that resonated with you.
Yes. Yun nga, I agree with Ralphie kasi para siyang brainchild ng All Too Well. And lyric-wise, it's very, I think it's something relatively new from Nicki kasi as far as I know, like Nikki has been doing R&B. So
Yeah.
this song called Before deviates somewhat away from that, but like in a good way. Kasi parang parang ano siya, I guess we could say like experimental take from Nikki's side. But if I'm not mistaken, like before she got like relatively famous, she used to be in YouTube. So
Yes.
I remember like the covers she would do. She would cover Taylor Swift, so Swiftie and siya like us. So ayun, I think I'm really excited for the rest of the album to come out, which will come out in a few months' time. Is that correct, Ralphie?
Yeah, and in time for her tour, right?
Yeah, I think
Oh, she's
Yeah.
touring.
exciting
Hope she
time.
comes here though.
Yeah.
But yeah, exciting times. The world is really opening up. Like I think this week alone we've had more tour and concert announcements than we've had like the past 3 years. Like I think the last few days it's been like back to back and
Yeah.
they're all coming here, which is great. So fingers crossed for both of you. And I find it funny that we brought up Taylor Swift this early because of course we can't talk about music without talking about Taylor Swift. Let's be real here.
Of course.
And her impact like this, like on Nikki, we know that she's a Swiftie. I think she was the one who even opened up for Taylor, like in a
Oh
contest when she
yeah,
was a
Red,
lot
yeah,
younger,
red.
right? That was for Taylor's Red Tour. And then recently, Rina, she also talked about the impact Taylor Swift had on her and like even said, oh, if Taylor can write like about fictional storylines and turn it into an album, I can do that too. So Taylor's impact is really something else. But apart from Taylor, we have to talk about Harry and Harry's House, which has been like a really big album this past year. So before I share my thoughts on this, who wants to start talking about it?
Well, there's a lot to unpack.
Yes, Harry's House
But I
has
think
a lot to
is.
unpack.
I think okay, I'm gonna start by saying my top three favorites. I think my top three favorites are Matilda, Daylight,
Same.
and Late Night Talking. How about you guys?
Ralphie first.
Oh
Mine
god.
was almost the same.
My top is Late Night Talking and then Boyfriends and then Matilda.
The Boyfriends is really cute.
Matilda's are
Yeah.
Matilda is our common because my top three are Matilda, Daylight, and Satellite.
Alam mo,
Ooh, Satellite.
oh
Satellite
yeah,
is
Satellite. Oh my
yeah,
gosh, I love that song too.
Satellite is really catchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like okay, so Harry's House, what I liked about it is that it was very Harry. So you know how Harry's albums are always like a musical in a sense that there's low key a plot that you follow from the beginning to the end. Sometimes he even like reuses some of the melodies from previous songs, puts it in the next one. Like in his debut album, he did that like with Sign of the Times. He put one of the instrumentals in a song that came in later. So it was like, oh wow, musical, cute, nice. Nice, nice. But then like Harry's House has also been a bit controversial because of a lot of borrowed melodies from other artists. Have you been seeing
I
the
saw that
videos
on
of this?
TikTok.
To me, like I don't think it was well actually it was a bit close, but like the Ant Farm one, that comparison was actually super funny.
Yeah.
Some people have said, of course this isn't confirmed, but some people have also said that Harry already talked to like the composers and stuff beforehand, which is why it ended up like that controversy ended up getting pacified right away.
Yeah, I think that's pretty common ata in the music industry where people sample from other artists.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's great if they sample a different song and they do it tastefully because it's like
Yeah.
paying homage to a different artist then.
And I think also to get like the proper permission so that it doesn't
Mm,
like start songs are intellectual property, so they deserve that respect. At least
true.
permissions.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rafael, it's your turn. We've been talking about our favorites. So it's your turn to talk about something you enjoyed from the year.
Well, for the year kasi, I started listening to Ed Sheeran, the new album that he
Mm.
released. So especially the song I forgot what his title, but yeah, every time I drive around, naka-loop lang siya. So it kept repeating lang. Kasi it's super catchy. But yeah, about that, I forgot the title. But yeah, overall, yun nga, I started listening to Ed Sheeran na rin. And yeah, basically, that's what I enjoyed this strategy. Yeah.
I think from Ed Sheeran's new album, of course, bringing it back to Taylor, The Joker and the Queen. That's
Oh,
the that's the song that really like stuck with me because it was nakakasenti, like as fans of the two of them, because it brings you back to what was their first song? Everything Has Changed.
Everything has changed.
yeah.
Yeah, it brings you back to Everything Has Changed, and the fact that Taylor just like brought back her red era at the time it was released, it was like, wow, it's 2012 again, and I'm here for it.
Very fitting.
Right, right. Of course, we have to bring back BTS's anthology album, Proof. A lot of it were things that they released before that they did again. But I want to talk about CD3 because CD3 to me was very interesting, very funny because they finally released a lot of things that were inside jokes, like Tony Montana of Suga and Jimin. That was funny. Like that was funny. And I also enjoyed listening to the demos. Plus, of course, their two new songs are nice, Yet to Come and For Youth. Though I will say I like how they approached them as more sentimental as opposed to more dancey like their previous comebacks because they kind of showed like, okay, this is really like a gift to the fans more than wanting to break records, more than wanting to make the charts. This is a gift to the fans. And they did it and they did it well. Like even the video was executed very well.
I think the song that struck me immediately was Run BTS.
Yes, Run BTS.
Yeah, like, oh god, my friend is gonna kill me for this, but when Suga Yoongi's verse came out
Yeah.
and he rapped that verse out and it just hit me. It was so good.
It was. And well, I didn't notice this at first. Someone pointed it out to me. But if you listen to like the instrumental of Run BTS, it was the background music for their like concert videos. Like those videos that they would show in between performances, like when they're changing outfits or changing sets. That was Run BTS. And then like I don't know, I just find it so funny that like they were really giving us a snippet of the song and none of us noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, their minds. And there were also a lot of Easter eggs in the Yet to Come video, like from their old like from their old videos, from their old like even some inside jokes. So that was also nice to see. Okay. So next up, apart from like these solo releases, albums, things like that, TV shows are also taking over our lives. And a lot of TV shows and movies now, they have amazing soundtracks. And for me, that's already like 50% of what makes a movie good. Of the story, the performances, the script, but the soundtrack literally adds so much to everything. And one of the most notable has been Running Up That Hill in Stranger Things. So I'm not up to date with Stranger Things, but I've been hearing this song everywhere. So okay, so Ralphie will start this.
Oh god. Well, okay. So running up that hill is part of they made it into the plot actually. I'm not gonna spoil
Yeah,
anything, but they used that song a lot in one of the
they
episodes.
well,
And
okay, I will say this. People keep putting it on my timeline, so it's like I saw the episode already.
Oh no.
As in Netflix Philippines posted like that scene. I'm
that
for those
scene,
who
yeah.
haven't seen it, for those who haven't seen it, I saw that scene because Netflix Philippines posted it and it came up on my wall and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And then I was like, "Oh, this is
And it became a meme, right? It
it
became a
did. It
meme.
did. Yeah,
Like songs that would wake you up from, you know,
from Vecna.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
you
okay,
guys
that's
end up spoiling.
Vecna is a character in the trailer, so exactly a
That's all there
spoiler.
is to it.
Yeah,
All
but
fair, all
that
fair.
but actually because of that meme, I already kind of knew what happened because like I won't say the full meme for those who haven't seen it yet, but the context of the meme already kind of gives you the premise of
The
the
idea,
first half of the
yeah.
series. Yeah, it gives you the idea already. Though it was really funny because people were choosing like really funny songs and how that meme was executed was, you know, typical Gen Z fashion, but very funny and relatable because like yes, songs that make you happy na lang. I'll just give it a synonym. So, okay. And also running up that hill. Like I know that now the singer Kate Bush said that it's been giving her $1 million a week. So like imagine this song was released in the 80s and then
The
like
80s.
yeah, and then it peaked at 10, but then now it's at number 1 or something. Yeah.
It did. It did.
Right, right. So that brings up that other meme of Marty McFly in Back to the Future, where he was like, okay, maybe you guys don't appreciate this yet, but your kids are gonna love it. That's exactly what happened to her because our generation now loves that song. It's catchy. It's really catchy.
It is. It rubs off of you.
Yeah, yeah. And people get very creative with their TikToks for it. Like some people use it for like makeup also and like makeup transformation.
Yeah.
So good for her actually because like when you release like any art form, so like music, movies, I've seen this happen a lot in the pandemic. They released like years and years ago, and at the time like it wasn't picked up, but all of a sudden like now it's getting picked up. So like it shows you that sometimes like art, it has there's a time for it. Like even if it's been sitting there for 10 years, there's a time for it. There's an audience for it no matter what. So that was also like very nice to see with this song. Now, next up, The Summer I Turned Pretty. I haven't seen this movie yet, but as a Swiftie, I will definitely see this movie because I want to see how her songs are used. Because I did see the Cruel Summer snippet because of the trailer. And you know, us Cruel Summer enthusiasts, every time we see Cruel Summer, we have to like watch it because Taylor needs to give us a music video but hasn't yet. So, like, let's start with you, Cheska. I know you have very strong feelings about this.
Max, I got bad news.
No way.
Okay, because I started watching like The Summer I Turned Pretty
Yeah.
yesterday lang.
Mhm.
Because I saw the hype on Twitter. And I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. It's
is it
being
really
hyped
like
up.
is it really that good? And like since I've heard about like the lineup regarding like the soundtrack, it sounds very expensive. Like Blackpink, you have
Yes,
Cardi,
yes, it
you have
does.
Olivia,
Olivia.
you have basta like a few other
Star-studded.
notable
Like,
yeah.
yeah, the soundtrack is very star-studded. So, like, you expect a lot from it
Mhm.
also. And none of them were songs written for the movie, right? It was all songs
Yeah.
from previous albums, which kind of
Yeah,
adds a
it's
layer
like
to
different
it.
songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I started watching like the first two episodes yesterday. And
Oh,
I
it's a
heard
series? I
Cruel
thought it was
Summer
a
Play.
movie.
Yeah, it's a series.
Oh my
Series.
gosh,
I
okay.
actually thought it was a movie, but
Yeah,
turned
I
out
thought it was a
to be a
movie. It
series.
was being marketed like a movie, actually.
Diba?
So,
Yeah. Especially
yeah.
when Taylor herself released like a clip with
Yeah.
Cruel Summer Play.
Yeah.
So I thought it was like a movie. Yun pala, it's a series. So I started watching like the first two episodes yesterday, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm so disappointed.
Oh, no.
I mean, plot wise, it's so, how do I say it? How do I put this nicely? It's so mid. Like,
Oh
I'm
my
so
god.
sorry. I'm so sorry. But like in terms of like the plot, it's like the typical, like tomboyish girl turns into
Mm.
feminine trope, and then all the boys suddenly like start taking interest. And it's like their typical love triangle. I don't know. It's just not it for me. But I don't know. I'm trying to give it like an extra chance because like, I literally just stay for the soundtrack, honestly. Like I just literally stay for like those clips wherein they play Cruel Summer. That's all. But
Cruel
yeah, I
Summer.
think I like what you pointed out earlier that Cruel Summer needs a music video, please.
It
Can-
does.
It
It does.
does, because like it's such a good song, and I don't know if you guys remember this, but during the promos for Lover, like when she was just dropping hints for it, and she
Yeah.
had those murals in LA painted, a lot of them were from Cruel Summer, like the devils roll the
Yeah.
dice, angels roll their eyes, and that was everywhere. So it would make you think like, oh, Cruel Summer is probably going to be like the lead single or something. And then like we get it,
We
the
got
audience loves it. Everyone covers it. It's replicated so many times that everyone's like, "Oh, we're probably gonna get the music video," and then we don't.
We do.
And then we don't.
honestly, I
Taylor
feel
has
like
one
we were
job.
supposed to. I feel like we
Yes,
were supposed to if the pandemic didn't hit.
We were robbed.
we were
Also,
robbed.
Getaway Car, like all of her other
Yeah.
songs.
My
Come
gosh.
on.
Okay. Later, look up "Getaway Car" to "Cruel Summer" transition. It's on
The
YouTube.
mashup.
I know
Yeah, the
that.
Yeah,
mashup. It's so good.
it's
That's the
so
best thing
good.
I've ever listened to it. Like
Right?
that little transition. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my god.
I don't know why it works so well. They're not even from the same album, but it
Yeah.
just works. And the fact that the two of them are like Taylor Swift, I don't even know if you can consider them underrated gems because the fans love those two songs so much. But the fans love those two songs so much. But then Taylor's like, my other song. And the fans are like, like I think "Speak Now" also falls into this club. Like like stuff Taylor should have made videos for that we're waiting for, and we're still hoping for 3 albums later.
I know.
Yeah, but okay, anyway, back to the summer I turned
The
back
50s
to the
jumped
summer I
out.
turned pretty. If you think about it, like premise wise, not critiquing the plot or the writing of the series.
Mm.
Cruel Summer would technically be such a perfect
Yeah,
song for
it's so fitting.
yeah, it's so fitting for something like that, like a love triangle, feelings that you don't exactly know how to put into words yet.
Mhm.
The fact that it's summertime, I mean, the title is literally
Yeah,
The Summer I Turned
a
Pretty.
summer.
Exactly. So it just makes sense to have Cruel Summer in it. So like
Mm.
I haven't seen it yet. So I will I will form my opinion when I see it. But
Just brace yourself.
oh my gosh. Okay, okay. But like yes, love story, like actually, if I'm being brutally honest also,
Mhm.
like for me that love triangle, the concept of a love triangle, I think when the book came out, the concept of a love triangle, it wasn't as widely used yet.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
correct.
so the audiences, like the readers, were very accepting of these like love triangles. But then like 10 years later, we have so many stories that are like this already. So
Yeah,
people are also kind of
it's so
looking for
overused.
something different. So for me personally, had I not known that it was a book yet and I heard like, okay, a love triangle story, I would still watch it because I eat these cheesy plot lines up. I eat them up. But I would also be like, I hope they do something different with the love triangle because as I said, they do it so much that when it happens, you hope that they like add a twist or it's executed
Yeah.
well or adding cruel summer to a love triangle will definitely improve it. So like
Mm.
yes, I
I was
will
hoping
be
for more angst, honestly, because like the song
oh
Summer itself has like so much
yeah,
feelings to
yeah,
unpack. But
yeah.
like whenever it was like used in the series itself, parang I don't know, like it didn't really deliver. Like the scene
Mm.
itself, I don't know. So like what you said, I like what you pointed out that they could have added like I guess like a subtle twist or like
Mm-hmm.
something to elevate the plot a little since it was like something so overused the past few years. But I don't know. Maybe you could be the judge for it.
Maybe, but what I do appreciate about these movie productions of Jenny Han's stories is that they really involve her in the writing, in the conceptualizing.
Mhm.
Unlike some other stories where they really just buy the rights from the author. Like when it's a Jenny Han story, she's involved and I'm sure she keeps it true to the books because I think the other one, the one for Netflix, All the Boys I Loved Before, that was very true to the source material. So something that people should also keep in mind that she could probably be really lifting the text and putting it on screen, and because this text was from 2012, because this text is from 2012, it'll have that 2012 rom-com vibe to
Vibe.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then I'm sure like also the fans of like the book would be very appreciative of that because you want to see the book. You want to see the book. But then of course to us who haven't exactly read the book, we'd also like to see something new brought to
Yeah.
the table since it did come out in 2022. So, Rafael, are there any soundtracks or soundtracks of like movies or TV shows that stuck out to you?
Actually, I can't think of any at the moment because I've been watching a lot of series and they get kind of mixed up. So sometimes, yun nga, I'm watching this series, for example, tapos nakakalimutan ko na siyang panoorin the next day kasi I found this new series again. And so on and so forth. So yeah.
So you've been jumping series. So anyway,
Yes.
feel free to just butt into
Eh,
anything we're saying. Back to the summer I turned pretty. What other songs are we expecting in the lineup apart from Cruel Summer?
I think well for the first episode I think they played Ice Cream by Blackpink.
Oh, and the one with
Yeah.
Selena Gomez.
Yeah, I had that
Yeah.
one. Yeah. And then wait, I forgot. I think basta they played something else by Cardi B. I forgot which one. Basta it was something like hype. And then like I stopped watching after episode 2 and I'm still debating if I'm gonna continue watching. Solely for the soundtrack.
Wait
At
for
the
me.
very least, at the very least, we got this Love Taylor's version out of it. So
Yes.
you
Yes.
know,
Yes.
That's very true. it's so funny how these like movies and shows actually are what's bringing the 1989 Taylor's versions. Because
Mm-hmm.
remember Wildest Dreams? It was also released because of that movie, the one about the horse.
Yeah,
Oh
and
yeah.
Bad Blood 2, right? It's coming out for another
Yes,
movie
yes.
about cartoon animals or something.
Yeah, yeah. Like these cartoon movies, they were the first ones to get these, which is funny. But like we're we appreciate that it's happening. Okay,
Yeah.
so for Summer I Turned Pretty, you're in two episodes. Wait for me to finish the two episodes, and
Okay.
then
Okay, fine.
and then we'll go through the rest together to appreciate the soundtrack. But I think this is also showing us that like these nice soundtracks for like these movies, these TV shows, they also really help with marketing. Like,
True.
let's be like, look, we're talking about the series, but then we're talking about them because like, oh, this singer that we like has a song and we want to see it, we want to see how it's used. So
Mhm.
it's also a really good strategy to have them use these already known and well loved songs in their shows. And then the fact that Taylor's in the process of releasing her Taylor version albums, it's also like her way of like reintroducing it. Before she would just release like, okay, song album, but now it gave her like a different way.
Mhm.
That's it for us com majors. But anyway, I haven't seen the next show that you guys brought up with me earlier, Heartstopper. Though everyone's been telling me to watch it, I will get to it. But I'll leave this to both of you to discuss.
Okay, well, it's just in time for the Pride March tomorrow, which is 25. But Heartstopper is really, it's cute. It's like really cute. It's refreshing to see a rom-com based on like two gay couple, a gay
Mm-hmm,
couple, and also a lesbian couple. Really refreshing, and the soundtrack, it's actually good. Like I don't know most of the artists in their soundtrack, but I started listening to them because of the series.
this is a show of a fandom that's very kind when it comes to spoilers because I didn't know there were two couples. I only thought there was one. So like
Oh my
I
gosh,
was
I'm so sorry.
surprised. You said, "Oh, there's a gay couple, there's a lesbian couple." I was like, "Oh, I only thought there was one couple." It's okay. It's okay. Cheska, you were going to say.
Well, for me naman, oh my gosh, I feel like it's one of the very few series I don't mind rewatching, like
Mm.
for the nth time. Cause like, oh my god, I don't know if what I'm gonna say is gonna like do justice to how amazing and wonderful and like I don't know, like it was just like so wonderfully crafted in terms of like the
Mm-hmm.
soundtrack, the cinematography, the cast. Oh my gosh. Well, in terms of the plot, it was very like paced out nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Like it didn't feel rushed. It didn't feel like it was like agonizingly slow. Parang each point of the plot was like reasonably spaced out and like parang it also gave like the viewers ample time to like anticipate what's gonna happen next episode. But it wasn't
Oh.
like it didn't like give away too much. But parang it was so easy to watch in one sitting actually. Like I think there's
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
eight
yeah.
episodes.
It's a fast watch. It's just eight
Ravi was the person
episodes.
who actually watched it. He was the one who recommended it to me. I was like, no, but like I'm not in the mood to watch any series yet. Like I'm so busy. I don't have the time to like commit to a series. And then he was like, no, it's so easy to binge. And I was like, okay, fine. Sige, I'll give it a shot. And then when I watched the first episode, honey, I slept at 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. I started watching like around 11 p.m. I think. I don't know. But said it's really such an easy to watch. You can just breeze through it and like not and just and end up like craving for more. Like I think there's like a season
Oh.
two coming
Yes,
out.
I saw the
Yeah, yeah.
announcement.
Season 2 and 3.
Wow,
So
2 and 3 already. Like,
Yeah, I was
oh.
shocked when I heard
so
about it.
spoiled.
But no, it's okay. It's okay.
And it's really refreshing then because like most of the time, most of the rom-coms coming out are about straight couples. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of queer
Mm,
people wouldn't really have a show that they actually resonate with as much as
yeah.
Heartstopper. So it's really great that Heartstopper is there to, give us that high school queer love experience.
And I think another thing that I love about Heartstopper, like I think okay, oh my gosh, I'm not sure if this is like a mild spoiler, but I'm just the, I have to carefully like put this into words. I love that the show also like managed to open up safe conversations about,
Mm.
something difficult as coming out in a way that's not so like explicit. Parang it's like, how do you put this? Like it managed to show like the difficulty of like trying to figure out your sexuality and like how you really um like choose to represent yourself without like
Mm-mm.
I don't know how to put it into words. But it's so like aside from it being kilig, like it was also like healthy to watch in a way for those people who who are still like struggling to like express themselves and trying to like who are still like trying to find their footing and how to like properly come out. Parang ayun, parang it's just like a very light and light watch, and I would recommend it to anyone.
All right, there's actually a comment here from Zoom. I love Heartstopper's soundtrack. It's really giving high school romance vibes, which makes it perfect for the series, and it really amplified the viewing experience. I agree with you. That's kind of what we were talking about earlier, that like good soundtracks can really amplify the viewing experience and even like bring the story to another level. So, okay, on this, like giving high school romance vibes, new artists, who are the new artists that appear in the soundtrack?
I think Baby Queen. I haven't listened to the rest of their discography, but they're very prominent in the soundtrack. Like they have like 4 songs, I think. Yeah, they were used a lot throughout the episodes, and the way they were used, I don't. It's hard not to spoil, but they suit the moment. They really do suit the moment. They enhance it.
I'll take your word for it. Don't worry. Shouldn't spoil. It's funny how we planned this to be a music episode. We were also talking about cinema and the
Shows.
series and the series itself. This shows you how intertwined everything is. Okay, so next up, it's June 24 right now, the day we are recording this. And I, as a person, was divided at 12 p.m. Manila time because Taylor Swift and Charlie Puth featuring Jungkook came out at the exact same minute. So I was the split up SpongeBob meme. So since we've been talking about Taylor Swift a lot this past segment, let's start with Carolina from Where the Crawdads Sing. And I had to look up what a crawdad is, and it's crayfish from like that specific freshwater area. So that had nothing to do with the song, but the song actually gave me Evermore vibes. Like I feel like it belongs on Evermore. Like if it weren't going to be released in this movie, it would have been on Evermore. So your thoughts?
Well, for me, I agree with you because it gives me like parang Carolina belongs to like the ladies lunching chapter of Taylor
Yeah,
Swift. Sila Marjorie,
Yeah.
I
sila
can see
Anna,
that.
sila Betty, sila Augustine. And I think I'm really enjoying like this vibe from Taylor lately. Like I'm glad that she's just taking her time like in this genre and not immediately like going back to pop or like basta like I love that she's just like doing her thing. Like the typical
Yeah.
Taylor thing that she does so perfectly and effortlessly. So ayun, I think first impression it's giving me I know like it's like the brainchild of it's like the love child of Safe and Sound and Evermore.
I can see that.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
I see that.
Safe and Sound, Folklore, and Evermore. It
Yeah.
belongs in those
Yeah,
genre.
it sits in that table.
Yeah.
At the party, it sits in that table. So Ralphie, continue.
And it's very ethereal. Like it has a very atmospheric vibe, and honestly, it did its job. I'm now interested in watching the movie when it comes out.
Same.
Like I haven't read the book either, but now I'm excited.
Mm.
Same. I really want to see like what they do with it also like on screen. Because like the lyric video was actually in itself very artistic. It used the same like fonts and colors as Folklore and Evermore,
Folklore, yeah.
right? Which pushes things a little further. And I could be wrong, but I think those are like probably snippets from the movie, or at least
Mm.
scenes from the place the movie was filmed in. So that would be something to look forward to as well. So Rafael.
After listening to it, it's somewhat remember to all the boys. Kasi I've watched it na. And yeah, whenever Lara starts parang telling stories. Tapos parang yun yung nakikita kong vibe na
Oh.
they should like maybe make it sing it there, but I don't know how it works.
But I kind of understand because I think right now what Taylor's doing, since we're talking about her whole vibe, her whole atmosphere, since Folklore was released, she's been building a world. Like, right? She's been building a world. She has characters. She has a place. She has that forest. She's wearing her cottagecore clothes. Like, she's been building a TCU, a Taylor Cinematic Universe with folklore evermore, and then now this one. Like, I feel like this belongs there. You can't tell me it doesn't belong there. It really feels like it does. And I think for a singer, that's something that you don't see a lot, because like with movies, yes, you build a world because you see it. But Taylor, she's like, okay, I'm going to build a world that you will hear and see through what you hear. And that's like, wow, genius, big brain.
And it
Yeah.
helps that she's a very established artist already. Like,
Yeah.
she's in the music industry, and it helps that she's a big name doing experimental things.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Because like people are actually very used to her talking about like her own feelings, things that have happened to her. And all of a sudden she's like, okay, well, none of this happened to me. I am not a 17-year-old boy named James. I'm not a 17-year-old boy named James. Augustine isn't real. Betty's not real. But I'm going to write about them because they live in my head. And I also like how she expands this universe with the Long Pond sessions. I'm still waiting for more. I'm hoping that there's another round of that because it really adds to the listening experience also. And the insights like she gave about writing the album when they were there, and the setting itself, like, yes, that makes sense that Folklore would be recorded in a place like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very serene, very, as I said, cottagecore. I love it. And the fact that it was released in a time of isolation, like, yes, please give me a fictional world to live in. Then, okay, we will now whiplash and talk about Left and Right by Charlie Puth featuring Jungkook. I just want to commend Charlie Puth first. Like, before I commend the song, his marketing strategy, it was so good. Like, it was so good. So, on TikTok, he was dropping hints. Like, he was dropping hints little by little until people could piece the song together. But what that did was it garnered like a general interest before the song came out, and that was very smart. So who would like to give their thoughts first?
Actually, I was surprised na nag-collab Charlie Puth and BTS. And I was like, oh my God, this is new. So, yun, sinabi ko sa friend ko na sa big fan of BTS na. Like, what are his thoughts about it? Pero yun, still waiting for him to watch it and listen to it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Before we did this episode, I actually had listened to it thrice, like over lunch, because it's a fun song, very catchy. I had not yet listened to it with earphones, but like listening to it with earphones afterwards was a different experience altogether because you pick up on things that you don't pick up like with a speaker. Just like the whole experience of the left and the right, which I will leave to the listeners to see when they listen to this song. But that was something that was something that was very enjoyable. And actually, fun fact for you, Rafael, this was not their first collab. They performed We Don't Talk Anymore together a few years ago for one of Charlie's concerts. So
Oh, I didn't know
yeah.
that.
Yeah, so fun fact. And it was also just Jungkook who sang, and then the other members followed, but this time it was really Charlie and Jungkook. So
Jungkook.
it was a bit of a throwback also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that added like a layer of like, oh, fun. So before we talk about the video, Cheska, maybe you want to add.
Well, actually, I don't really listen to Charlie Puth because I mean, there's nothing wrong with his music, but like, I don't know, like sometimes because it like depends on my mood. Like for example, if I want to like, for example, like clean my room, I would definitely play Charlie Puth's song because like you would want something upbeat, something something encouraging you to like do something, and I think this song is perfect for like, for example, if you want to just like chill out with friends, or
Yeah.
if you're like driving on your own and you just want to like blast out anything from your radio. And I think on top of that, Charlie Puth's and Jungkook's voice go so well together. Like they complement each other's voice, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That makes sense.
yeah, and so like their vocals never fall short. And like whenever they're together, like in the music video, like you can see that they have some chemistry pa rin. Like even though
Yeah.
they don't really like collaborate often, like you can see that they know like what they want to do, and then
Mhm.
you know like what they want to like relay in their music. So yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, you can see that their visions were aligned, and I think that off screen they make an effort to try to be friends, because like those
Mhm.
off screen relationships translate when they're on screen. So you can see that, okay, outside of this, yes, they would probably play video games together.
Yeah.
Speaking of driving, my favorite scene in the music video was when Jungkook was on the hood of the car.
Oh yeah. I
They
saw
were
that.
driving,
I
and he
was
was
waiting for
swinging.
one of you guys to point it out.
You're welcome. That was really like my favorite scene. Like when I first watched, I replayed it so many times. It was so funny, especially when Jungkook like fell
Papalit
and his face. It was so funny. Okay, so Rafi, your turn.
Honestly, what caught me in the video was that quick shot of Jungkook's lips and his piercing. Now that caught
Oh.
my eye. But
I wonder
yeah,
why.
I don't really listen to Charlie Puth as
Mm-hmm.
much, but I think their voices mesh really well. They have this
Yeah.
chill vibe, and the
Mm.
video suits that. It's very colorful, but not
Mm-hmm.
too colorful then.
Yeah, actually, same. I hadn't gotten to listen to Charlie's more recent songs. But I would listen to the era of We Don't Talk Anymore, like that type. And he admits it also that this song is kind of like a throwback to that era because of the headspace he was in when he was writing it, which is also interesting to see. And about color, they were like Cosmo and Wanda colors. That was very
Green and pink.
appealing to us Gen Zers. Like someone was green, someone was pink, and it's like, oh, on a black and white background, it's like, fairly odd parents. Last thing, find someone who looks at you like how Charlie looks like Jungkook. Like, did you see that when they were back to back? Like how Charlie was looking at him
Oh,
like with a
yeah.
smile, memeable. I'm
That's
sure there'll be many more memes that will come from this. But anyway, on the topic of BTS, since we were talking about Jungkook, recently there was news that they would have a collab with Snoop Dogg, and everyone thought that that collab was going to be on Proof, but it wasn't. And Snoop Dogg had said like, "Oh, my parts are in. I'm just waiting for them." So now I'm curious, what happened to that song? Where is it? And when will we hear it? And whose record is it going to be on?
Yeah, I've heard it a lot. Like
Yeah,
I've been hearing about the collab, but
yeah.
I don't know what happened to it.
Right now, Snoop Dogg himself like confirmed it, so you know that it's
Yeah.
happened. You know that it's happening. It's just
It's
that
bound to
everyone's
happen.
kind of
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's about to drop, but like, when is it going to drop? Especially with the news that they would be releasing solo records first. So that's
Ooh.
something to look forward to. And I think the first solo record that they will be releasing, and I mean full length, like the first person releasing a full length album will be J Hope, maybe around this time next month before Lollapalooza. So that is something to look forward to. Now, to wrap it up, another anticipated release will be what is Taylor dropping next?
Oh.
Or as her fans will say, what is Blondie gonna do next?
Blondie's always up to something.
Yep. She's always up to something, and like for the past few releases, she's been misleading. You know, I really thought we were going to get 1989 sometime before Red because she
Me
dropped Wildest
too.
Dreams like out of nowhere. So it was like, oh, wait, we get a 1989 single, but not a Red single. What's going on? Are we going to get 1989 before Red? And then,
Yeah.
well, we got Red, no 1989. And then I found it so funny when she dropped like Speak Now and 1989 merch at the same time.
Oh yeah.
It's like, okay, you really know you're playing with us.
I was preparing myself when she dropped both merch. Like I thought she was gonna do a double release for both albums, and
Yeah.
then she just kept me hanging, and nothing came.
That's so so true. That's how we all felt. Like on Twitter, we're like, oh, she's gonna drop something. She's gonna drop something. Let's wait for midnight. Midnight comes and all you have are eye bags.
Like it's so anticlimactic. Like Blondie, like stop, stop going in circles.
Yeah, but she knows. You just know that she knows what she's
Yeah,
doing,
she's
and
doing it
it's so.
intentionally.
Yeah, she's doing it intentionally, and it's actually so funny. Like
I feel
we're
like
on
she
the
enjoys
yeah.
seeing us anticipate and wait in the dark.
No, like okay, we're on the receiving end of her joke. We're on the receiving end of her game, but outside looking in, it's a good strategy. She's keeping all of us at the edge of our seats because
Mhm.
she knows we want to see something. She knows that we know she's gonna do something, but she's not letting us know what it is. So,
Classic
like,
killer passion.
uh, yes, from the comment, she's teasing us too much. Please, it's a literal teaser because yes, it is. She's teasing us like, oh my gosh. But okay, like let's real talk from everyone here. What do you think it's going to be? What do you think is next? So we'll start with Rafael.
Actually, to be honest, I'm not really sure since yun nga,
Okay.
I barely listen to Taylor Swift, pero every
Mhm.
time I hear her, parang, yes, I know her. Yeah, yun.
You
To
think
that
she'll
point
collab
lang.
with Ed Sheeran again?
I hope so.
Yeah. Their
Yeah.
collabs are usually good. Ralphie, what do you think is next?
I still stand by my first theory that it's gonna be a double release.
Same. I feel like it's possible.
It is very possible, but can you imagine how overwhelmed we'll be like when she releases two Taylor's
True.
versions at the same time, and then it's 1989 and Speak Now pa, which a lot of fans are divided over because they both like them so much.
Mhm.
I don't know why, but for some weird reason, when you like Speak Now, you automatically like 1989 also,
Mhm.
and then like, I'm. On that day, if it happens, it is a double release. I'm going to be that SpongeBob meme again. I'm gonna be like, which one do I listen to first? Because it's such a hard choice, and you're excited to listen to everything, and then the In the Vault songs pa will make it like
Yeah,
two
yeah, yeah.
times longer. So then like that delays listening to the other one. Pa, so you're just gonna be like, what do I do? So Cheska, what do
Oh
you
my
think?
gosh.
What do you think is coming first?
Well, when you're presented with that question, you would also ask like, what would Taylor do? Because that woman is always like up to something.
No, what
And
would Taylor do? Release Reputation?
I would, yeah, she would do the exact opposite. I swear. Like I feel like she has like so much fun, like reading her theories or speculations.
Yeah.
She's just like there with her cats. Like she's just like I can just imagine her like scrolling through like
Mhm.
our TikTok theories and like
Yeah.
everyone's like raving about like what's gonna
Mhm.
drop first. But for me, I think well, I kind of agree with Ralphie. I feel like it's gonna be like a double release. But like at the
Oh.
same time, shucks, I don't know. She's so confusing. I feel like well, ako na lang. Sige, I'll bet na lang on an album. I'm betting on Speak Now.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Why are you
Yes.
betting on Speak Now? Why Speak Now? Why
Oh,
are you betting on Speak Now?
I don't know. Like just my gut feeling.
Gut feeling.
feeling. I don't know. Like I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I just do.
It's just
I
a
don't know how to
vibe you
rationally
get.
locate where I'm coming from, but I don't know. Like as someone who's been like listening and like
Mhm.
consuming Twitter content, I feel like that could be a possibility. But at the same time, I feel like she could also like drop 1989 alongside
Mhm.
Speak Now. So it's just like a matter of like whatever Blondie's
Mhm.
gonna be like end up doing. So
Whatever Blondie's gonna do. Okay,
yeah.
but what if, like, okay, what if? What if she looks at our theories and uses them to know what not to do? Because she's like, okay, they think I'm gonna do this, so I have to do this. Did anyone guess
Full
that I'm
drop
gonna do
debut.
this? Nope. Okay, then this is what I'm gonna do. So, like I said, oh, let me hint at 1989 and Speak Now and then release Reputation.
Yun nga eh. I feel like I highly consider that a possibility, honestly.
It is. It is. It's a big possibility. Because, like, I was going to say Speak Now also because, okay, this is so contradictory. But recently, she gave a speech where she was wearing a blue vest and had like a 1989 plaque behind her. And I'm like, this could go two ways. It's either she's telling us it's going to be 1989 or
Wait,
she's
there.
misleading us and it's going to be speak
Yeah.
now. So it's like,
Yes, Miss, let us know
girl.
if you can do it again.
Mm-hmm. Like, you never know. And her mind, like, not just for making music, but also her strategies. My gosh, there will never be someone like Taylor Swift.
True.
Love it. So, okay, before we wrap up the day, are there any songs that deserve an honorable mention? Something that we haven't mentioned yet? Something people should listen to? Anything, or even anything you want to bring up that we already talked about that you really think the audience should remember, so you're bringing it up again? We'll start with Rafael.
I guess one of the singers that I like the most this year kasi si Luke Chiang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, him. You guys should start listening to him kasi maganda yung mga songs niya and yeah, I kind of like what the album that he has. Yeah, that's all.
All right, nice. Ralphie, your turn.
Honorable mention. Maybe that's the last song by Rina Sawayama. This Hell. It's giving me Lady Gaga vibes. So love it.
I like listening to Rina Sawayama because like she references a lot of things that are so our generation. Like
Yeah,
in her
yeah.
first album when she referenced Carly Rae Jepsen. Like that, let's be real, that's something like our age group is so like excited about. So okay. Nice. Next, Cheska.
I think an honorable mention would be Nicki's upcoming album. I don't know, I'm just so excited for it. Like, but I don't want to I really don't want to compare like her writing style to Taylor Swift because like I don't want to be that person, but like Taylor Swift has really like no one could compare to Taylor Swift. But at the same time, like Nicki has her own like flair when it
Yeah,
comes to
yeah.
songwriting. So I'm really excited for it because like I feel like it's gonna be like a total emotional roller coaster, especially like yung before, like her song before. It felt like parang ano, it was very like wistful to listen to because like kasi I think one comparison you can draw between like Nicki and Taylor is that they sometimes like to incorporate storytelling in their songs, in their lyrics. So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
makes like the listening experience like a lot more elevated in a way because like you tend to like picture like certain scenarios in your head and then you later come to realize that, oh, I was actually in that situation before. So like you tend to like harness like a different form of fondness for that song, and I think her album will really like won't really fall short in terms of like her writing because I really love her songs, like aside from like the melody and the beats, like I really love her lyrics, and I don't know, I'm just so excited for it to drop. So I don't know, hopefully you could also give it a listen because it's like the same, it's like within the same vibes of like Taylor Swift. So ayun.
I'm glad that you brought that up again because though I haven't listened to a lot of Nicki's songs, the ones that I did, I hear the Taylor Swift influence, like in how she expresses her thoughts. But she's not a copycat of Taylor Swift, and she's not a watered down Taylor Swift either.
She has her own take.
She has her own thing going on. But you know that she's one of Taylor Swift's children. Like, does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
you know that she was listening to Taylor Swift growing up, but she didn't copy. And that's something that was very nice to see. That was something that was so refreshing. And what I appreciate about her is lyrically, she's very witty. Like Nicki, like how she phrases things. She phrases things so well. Because like her English, there's something about her English that's different. I don't know how to explain it, but I've had classmates say like, "Oh, listening to Nicki sometimes feels like a literature class because she uses like how she puts the words together is different, and
that
sometimes
sentimental trickster, I forgot what
things like
where's it
that.
going?
Like her wordplay is
Like,
so
yes,
different.
queen. Give us everything.
Yeah, her wordplay is so different. And like in high school, I had a friend who would like get a notebook, listen to Nicki, and then just write down words that he didn't know, and be like, "Yes, vocab lesson, care of Nicki today." So all right, okay. And then for me, honorable mention, I would say do not forget to listen to OPM because like we talked about a lot of foreign acts today, but there are a lot of local acts that are very nice to listen to. My personal favorite like Filipino band right now is Ben and Ben, like
Yes.
for the newer kids, like Of course. Oh, you want to talk about Ben and Ben? Go ahead.
I mean, kasi Ben and Ben kasi, first time listening to it, sobrang, kasi nung narinig ko OPM, parang, oh, okay, OPM. But yun, the first time listening to Ben and Ben, I started somewhat diving into what OPM is. And so, I kind of liked it din pala. Kasi, yun nga, whenever we hear OPM kasi, parang local siya. Yun nga, yeah, it is local, but some people like doesn't support it that much. Unlike the other artists na international, yun sobrang nakasubaybay sila dun. But OPM, yeah, we should give it somewhat like a spotlight na, yeah, OPM, I like it.
Yes. I think OPM could be an episode on its own because there are a lot of like new artists and good artists to talk about. So yes, maybe that'll be your next assignment. I don't know, but yes, do not forget to listen to OPM. And not only the new ones, but also I'll never stop talking about songs by Gary V, Martin Rivera, the OGs. They have great songs, right? They have great songs that our generation would also enjoy. I will also plug my dad's song, Stream Up All Night, Gino Cruz. You can find it on Spotify.
Oh.
You can also find my music on Spotify, Maxine, Cruz, and all streaming platforms, basically. Today, we got to talk a lot about music, and it already dove into movies and TV shows. So I hope everyone found some new songs to listen to and even some new TV shows. I know that my watch list definitely got longer today, and I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of this and continuing to stream the fun songs that we talked about as well. So before I say goodbye to the audience and to our guests, please allow me to thank a few people first. This has been New Wave. So thank you to James and Sir Justin for handling this broadcast. And thank you once again to our audience for joining us today, whether on Zoom or on Facebook. We look forward to seeing you all next week. Can you believe it's July already? I'm still in shock. So don't miss out. Follow us on Instagram at newwave.rk to stay updated. Head over to our Facebook page called New Wave, or you can type the Instagram handle as well, and it should come out. Catch the replay of this on Radio Katipunan 87.9 FM's Facebook page, YouTube, and Twitter Live, all of which go by at Radio Katipunan. Don't forget that you can also listen to this episode and many more as a podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Anchor under the name New Wave. But most of all, thank you to the interns for joining us today. I'm sure a lot of people will be looking at everything you recommended, and I hope you guys had fun. So congratulations. You earned some interns points. The floor is yours. Starting with Cheska, you can say whatever you want to say. Leave any message you want to leave.
Dream Carolina by Taylor Swift.
Ralphie.
Okay, watch Heartstopper on Netflix.
Yes. I echo that.
Raphael.
Guys, OPM, don't forget. That's all.
Don't forget. I agree, don't forget. So once again, I'm Max, and when it comes to what's happening, I'll serve you the facts, and this has been New Wave. We'll see you next week. Bye!
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
If it's entertainment you crave,
Catch us on
New Wave, surfing through the latest on our shores.
every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m.
See you there!
Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle.